Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, all in crypto here, and welcome back, guys, on this smashing Saturday for another daily cryptocurrency market update. If you are new around here, every single day at 1 p.m., we release an update similar to this one, where we do lots of different things, like look at things happening internally within the crypto space, look at the cryptocurrency market from a chart perspective, from a kind of number of different perspectives. And also we look further afield at some macro sort of economic stuff. We look at markets generally, and we try and correlate that all together to help us piece the puzzle together in regards to where we think the cryptocurrency market is heading. And we'll be doing a very good job of that. We've covered a lot of the news. There's so much going on, and we've covered the majority of it, from BlackRock ETF to the Ripple lawsuit to you name it, we've covered it. And right now, crypto is on the verge of being recognized for what we've always believed it was. My first interaction with crypto was back in the Silk Road days. That's when I first heard of Bitcoin through a friend who told me about obviously what was going on there and this thing called Bitcoin. And then obviously we became investors in 2017. We rid that roller coaster and ultimately haven't left since, despite the hard times and the good. And throughout this bear market, we've been making videos pretty much every single day, trying to keep that fire lit in your bellies. And what I want to do with this video, because we've covered a lot of the news, it's a little bit lackluster at the moment, is just talk about where we are and what's to come. Look at the charts. We'll maybe look at the top 10 altcoins, barring stable coins. Look at where they're at. Look at where the stock market's at. And it all points to the same direction. We've had this bear market that we believe has now ended. For the stock market, we've got a lot of validation on our call for that. And for the cryptocurrency market, it's there for Bitcoin. And it's basically there for altcoins. Some altcoins are technically still in downtrends. But if you look at the picture across the board, I'm going to do that in this video, you get a very clear understanding. And we're coming up with, I think I'm going to call it How Not to Get Wrecked in the Markets. And it's an exceptionally simplistic guide looking at a weekly chart using stage analysis, which was typically fathered by Stan Weinstein, of how retail investors can become better investors and people that are new to the investment world. We're coming up with an entire course or courses around this. We've got the first course out. That's privy to my Patreons, who are sort of getting early access to it all and getting it as it rolls out. But we will essentially package this and put it in a very affordable package that people can take, that I believe, and I genuinely do believe this will help people not only gain a better understanding for markets, but charting, technical structures, technical patterns in a very simplistic and easy to manage way. You don't need to make investing complicated, and actually it's making it complicated, which is how people get wrecked. We invest. We also trade with method. However, we really want to focus on, I don't think most people should be traders. I think it's a agonizing journey to actually become a successful trader. And then the agony doesn't stop. So we're going to be really focusing on that. We're going to be looking at charts and looking at where markets are at generally. There's this amazing opportunity in front of you. When was the last time we had a bull market where perhaps the narrative of the bull market was crypto being recognized, and we're on the verge of that with the lawsuits that are going on, with the ETF, the verge of being recognized as an asset class. If you look at what an ETF did to gold, which we covered way before BlackRock was even a thing, it's a very positive picture that we have in front of us. So we'll be talking about that, maybe looking at the top 10 cryptos, where they're at, looking at some stocks actually and where they're at. They're at the same place. And you've got your large cap stocks leading your you've got your large cap stocks, and we've used this, by the way, we called long on this. We've been absolutely spot on about all this. You've got your larger cap stocks leading your smaller ones and your indexes, and we'll look at some smaller cap stocks in the same way that Bitcoin's leading the stock market. And actually, we do think that Bitcoin is broken out against the stock market and is going to outperform the stock market and gold, which both sets to get upside. And this is despite the headlines. We've given a quick word on the headlines. The headlines are always very doom and gloom. Fear sells at the end of the day, guys. But ignore the headlines. And we were very much on board with the headlines in 2022. We mitigated a lot of that damage. But ultimately saw the charts paint a different picture to what actually was actually happening in regards to price action. And those disconnects provide amazing opportunities, and we've taken them. You know, we are well and truly now in the green on our portfolio. It's been a little bit turbulent with altcoins. My entire community got into XLM and XRP before the pump, and there's other altcoins that you can get on board with that we're in. You don't have to join my community. It might not be for you. The Free View channel, which is this, is I think brilliant, and we love all you guys and really appreciate the support. It could be another community out there, but get on board with the community, a reasonably priced one, and see what happens. So we'll go over a little bit of news. You know, you had the SEC says XRP ruling was wrong, signals it will appeal. Good luck with that. And then talking about the headlines again, you know, lots of people, these same individuals that are calling for NVIDIA, which has been absolutely killing it well above new all-time highs, like many stocks, to crash, have been calling it literally from the point at where it broke all-time highs. People don't understand price discovery is explosive because it's not, it's exactly that, it's price discovery, right? You're putting your foot on unfamiliar ground and you continue to run. So we absolutely assess that Bitcoin is broken out. Just a little, this is not Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin against the dollar. We've got technical structures, inverse head and shoulders, we've got stage analysis, we've got bull flags, we've got, you know, you name it, and we've got price action, we've got macro reasons. We think rates are going to go sideways from this point on. They may go a little bit higher, but ultimately the markets are expecting this. We've looked at what happens under a sideways rates context and so on and so forth. We've got a lot of macro reasons, but if you look at what's been happening with Bitcoin recently, it's kind of just doing the same thing that it did here. This was a bull flag. We have this drawn as a bull flag. Bitcoin's doing a very similar thing today, isn't it? Even in a similar fashion. So maybe it continues to drift off, but you will get a break. And this is all happening, this kind of drift, this range that we've been brutally, I mean, this is why I don't day trade anymore. This is a range trader's dream, but I'm not a range trader. I do know how to range trade. It's just not my preferred method. We've got other methods that we use that I'm still actually in the process of learning some of them. And we'll maybe share a bit more trading journeys later on. But this is where we've been for a while now. And this is going to pop to the upside, in my opinion. This is all happening around a very key level, 30K. And this is the real flip that takes place. And we've got ultimately higher targets for the stock market. I think our S&P target was in the 5,000 range. We've had that from way lower down, pretty much the lows. You know, we spotted divergences and a number of other things that were taking place. And the altcoins have been doing very well. So the altcoins are behind Bitcoin. You know, looking at Ethereum, but in a good place. You know, you break this goes into a stage 2 breakout. Bitcoin's already in it. Ethereum's about to be in it. Things like DOT that we're a big fan of, Cardano, a little bit further behind, Link, which we've been championing, big announcement with SCCIP. XLM is in a breakout, in my opinion, a stage 2 breakout. XRP, of course. We've got lots of altcoins, and we can look at some of them. So Bitcoin's leading the pack in the same way that your big stocks, Microsoft, Apple, people are still calling a bear market, right? At what point are you wrong? You know, if you're bearish for long enough, eventually you'll be right. If you're bullish for long enough, eventually you'll be right. But the intricacy is what matters. Timing is timing is everything in the markets. You know, so the stocks are leading, the larger stocks, I should say, are leading the smaller stocks. And I actually looked at them in relation to stage analysis with my group. I posted a number of charts where we looked at a number of stocks. Let's take a look at them with you guys. Okay, that's not done much. Just make sure we're still recording here. Yes, we are. You know, this is one. These are all in a similar situation to your altcoins, right? This is broken out. It's come back for a retest. We expect more continuation. Let's look at it in log to make that a little bit clearer. Broken out resistance, come back for a retest, more continuation. We're giving you alpha here in regards to stocks, by the way, guys, if you are a stock trader. We don't just look at crypto. A technical analysis works in all markets. Let's look at another one. These are probably stocks most of you have never heard of. Broken out. Maybe it gets a retest, maybe it doesn't. We think Coinbase is broken out. Let's look at another one. So this is the stock market. And what's this telling you? If these are broken out, altcoins are breaking out. This is broken out. We've got loads. I've literally got, and I'm putting together a whole list of stage 2s. You can learn about stage analysis, or you can wait until we properly market it. Take a look. Robinhood. Boo. I can hear the boos. On the verge of breaking out. Broken out of some resistance, but on the verge of it. Again, all in the same situation as altcoins. We can go on and on and on. Roku. You know, we've looked at loads of stocks. They're following the larger caps. These are eventually going to turn. This all supports our kind of, this is broken out, come back for a retest upside. Look at your altcoins. Let's look at the top 10 and where they're at. So Ethereum, on the verge of breaking out. Well, we've got XRP. I'll make sure the draw isn't on for that. Let's go with this one. Broken out. My entire community, and it wasn't based on my call, it was based on a call made by a guy called Francis Hunt, which I follow, and I'm part of his group. He said all this information publicly, by the way, and that's what we went off. You know, he called this, and ultimately we took it very seriously, being someone that we respect in the markets, and that was all calls that were made publicly. So XRP broken out. What else have we got here? What's the next one down? BNB is a bit of an interesting one. That's not really broken out. That's showing actually weakness against the other one. So that's something you don't want to touch, in my opinion. You want to go for the strongest in the pack. You know, if you're picking a, you know, you remember when you were at school and you had to pick you know, someone to be on your team, and there was two of you that got captains. You pick the stronger people, right? Same thing with stocks and cryptos. ADA. Similar situation to where those stocks are, yet to break out. It's lagging behind the stock market, but actually the stock market bottomed before the cryptocurrency market did. And obviously, you know, we were still bearish going into FTX, thank goodness. But at the same time, we'd have probably missed a trick if FTX didn't happen. So silver linings for some, and one man's trash is another man's treasure. Spoke about Solana yesterday. People were booing it. I understand why, guys. The fact that Solana didn't have an outage in Q2 for most blockchains is like, okay, but for Solana, that's pretty good news. We think this is bullish, and this is a 3-day chart. Forgive me, guys. We want the weekly. That's what we should have been looking at for all of these. This Solana's bullish. We've got Tron here. We won't look at Tron. We'll look at Polygon, which I think still trades on the Matic. Yep. USD. Looking good. This is showing a lot of strength. Double bottoms coming in. You got technicals. You got all sorts of things adding up here. We'll leave it there, but you're very much, we're very much painting the picture here, and the picture that we're trying to paint is that you are, I believe, here. You know, if we look at Ethereum, look at this consolidation you get here, and then you get to the upside of it, and then you're yet to break. I believe you're here for Ethereum. Kind of in this stage. This is where you are for altcoins, and I don't want any of you to miss this opportunity. And if you disagree with my analysis, you're totally entitled to. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope that you make money and have success in the markets. But you're getting the picture across the board, and we cover in greater detail than most everything going on. Let's perhaps look at ADA. Many ADA fans out there, including myself, we think ADA's actually got some things to be very positive about. But, you know, it's kind of, I mean, ADA's, you know, here. All of these cryptos have still got a massive bull run ahead of them. We assessed at the start of the year that we were in a bull market. Stock markets validated us. Bitcoin's validated us. Totals validated us. Some altcoins have been a little bit sticky due to Gensler's tyrannical regime. But be thankful. You've got a huge run ahead of you guys, and you have the opportunity in front of you to change your lives. I genuinely believe that. And that's what this channel was always set up to do. And that's why we stuck around in the good times and the bad, when a lot of channels, even big channels, disappeared. And that's because we can back up what we say and talk the talk. So ignore the headlines. People always flip bullish when it suits them. We'll see what transpires from this. You know, I think that the XRP case was massive for the entire industry. I think Gensler's losing his way. He's going to continue to try and fight for, you know, what he's already sort of done. However, I don't think he's going to be largely successful. again, the bears have been bearish, just like the bull. We get a lot of people saying actually that there's a lot of people bullish right now. The people that are bullish right now are the big channels that have just never stopped being bullish and got wrecked throughout all of this. And now there's a bit of a retaliation. They can, again, if you're bullish or bearish for long enough, you'll eventually do well, or you'll eventually be right at some point. A broken clock's right twice a day. Nvidia, you know, how wrecked do you want to get? At what point did you stop shorting this? This is a great schematic. Oh, are we going to get draws up here? No, we're not. This is a great schematic for crypto. $200 weekly moving average. I don't know what I was doing with that. You know, and actually, if you looked at where your 200 weekly moving average is, oh, sorry, your 30 weekly moving average, similar situation. NVDA. This is coming. Stock market's leading the way, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss that train when it leaves the station. I don't want people to FOMO. I try and be realistic and not give people too much hope, but I'm excited. You know, we're positioned for it. If we're wrong, we're wrong. We'll own it. But let the market show us that. Everyone has an opinion on things, and that's fine. But go with the opinion that you can see merit of. I openly challenge and welcome, and get at me on Twitter, you know, whatever you can. Comment section's great for that. Bring the reason why we shouldn't be long right now and why we've been invalidated on being wrong since January. If you can bring to me a better reason for me not to be long, then we will flip short. I really don't care too much about, although I believe in crypto and I think it's amazing and it's going to change the world, and it already is, and we've been validated on that as well. We'll go short just like we were in 2022 if we need to be. We'll go long when we need to be. If you bring to me a reason, and please, I encourage each and every one of you, and check the comment section, guys, and see what people are saying, and then look at other channels as well that have an alternative view to me and why. That's to just ignore a different viewpoint is foolish, because you might have missed something and you'll get wrecked as a result of it. I'm rereading Ray Dalio's Principles, not his economic principles, his principles in life. Brilliant man, brilliant book. Yeah. So it is Saturday, so I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Guys, it's a very exciting future that we've got ahead of us. We've got a ton of interviews coming up with project founders, with crypto agnostics, with, you know, economic macro guys, you name it. Stay tuned, guys. Hit that subscribe button. A like and a comment is always appreciated. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you on the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next.